$83 will buy you an ounce. Well, now this, Democrats rolling out their new immigration plan, including a pathway to citizenship, an increase in the number of green cards given out. By the way, a discontinuation of building a border wall and a return to the catch and release policies of the Obama era as well. They're not a part of the immigration bill, but that's what's going on. Let's bring in Daniel Garza. He is president of the Libre Initiative. Daniel, good to see you. Many are worried that what all of this amounts to are massive incentives for increased illegal immigration, to which you would say what?
Incentives to illegal immigration. Actually, what we're doing is addressing the status quo of where we have induced, actually, because of our tight border restrictions and the pressures on the border, illegal entry. What we want to do is actually incorporate the 10 to 11 million folks that are here already and have them be fully contributing members of our economy, of our society. These are folks we go to church with, to school with, and that we work with. So, look, I think it's a moral and national imperative that actually strengthens our economy more than anything else. But also, I think it's about family unification and strengthening our country.
Well, Daniel, let me just take issue with one thing, and that's the number, sure. The raw number. We keep hearing 10 to 11 million. It's been 10 to 11 million. I've been hearing that number for at least a dozen years, if not more. Aren't we talking about a number that's closer to 20 million?
Well, we don't know, frankly, right? And a lot of it the pressures has been eased because of the rising salaries and quality of life in Mexico more than anything. And a lot of the new immigrants are actually coming from different parts of the world. And that, of course, has reduced the number. A lot of the folks that have been here for almost over 10 years. And we know that there's a lot of consensus, especially in the dreamer community. A lot of those kids were young when they came here and know only America as their country. And so I think there is a lot of consensus there. I was really disappointed with the Democrats and the strategy, actually, that they applied here in imposing a proposal where they sought no collaboration, no input, right, or contributions from the opposing party. Right. And so
it's a show proposal because, frankly, it probably won't pass. There are enough. Certainly no Republicans, but also a lot of Democrats that have problems. But I want to agree with you on one point, which is that our immigration system has been messed up for a while. President Trump focused on the idea of a merit-based immigration system like they have in Canada, like they have in Australia. It works pretty well over there. I'll give you one very personal example. I have a sister-in-law who's in Central America who speaks perfect English, has an MBA. She's created businesses of her own in Nicaragua, which is much harder to do than anywhere else. And she's been trying to get a green card for a dozen years, and she can't get one. A dozen years. Now, that's the kind of person we need who could create jobs in the United States, but they're not letting them in.
No, you're absolutely right. I think what we're talking about are the folks that have already been residing here, like I said, for over a decade.
But look, we have a lot of people that are being, forgive me, we have a lot of people that are being encouraged by thinking that the borders are going to be a lot more open now to come in. Shouldn't they be allowed in on the basis of merit? Quickly.
They should be allowed on the basis of merit. Yes, absolutely. We should look at that as one of the qualifying factors, and we get to decide who comes into the country and under what conditions. And right now, currently, what we're doing is actually we're causing work shortages. There's processing delays. There's long backlogs, and there's pressures at the border that we can resolve through a bipartisan, sensible policy. But right now, all we have is a unilateral proposal that's been imposed on us, and it's not going to work. We're already losing sensible and moderate congressmen like Ballard from Florida and Newhouse in Washington who have opposed
I think the one thing that could unite everybody, which united you and me, by the way, is this merit-based immigration system. If we focus on that, that would be a great step forward. But frankly, I don't see anybody talking about that. It's very discouraging. But so what else is new inside the Beltway? Daniel, great to see you. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now to the